3 insights that I have about Sadhguru. Insight number 1. I saw this while I was meditating with my eyes closed and with my inner perception on and active. I saw that Sadhguru is sitting on a throne, okay? Just like kind of what I'm sitting on here. It's a big wooden bench right next to a ginormous tree, actually. Yet he wasn't sitting like on this kind of, it's very small. He was actually sitting on a proper throne, like a king's throne, made out of metal, and it was ginormous. It was the size of maybe, like if you were to put 5 or 6 SUV vehicles together, that would be the kind of platform that he's sitting on, and the chair is magnificent and humongous. It would be like, if an actual ruler, not only of a land, but of a whole country or maybe even a continent, was sitting on a throne. It would be that kind of throne. It wasn't just regular king's throne. It was massive. And get this, he was sitting there reluctantly. He wasn't like sitting there because he's so special and he placed himself there. Actually, that wasn't my intuition at all. He was sitting there because people had placed him there by themselves. So people, his followers thought to themselves, this is just my intuition. This is just the vibe that I got, that he's sitting on this throne out of reluctance because the people pushed him there. They said, you can't be anywhere else, like you have to be somewhere that's more respectable. Sadhguru probably not want to sit on the throne. He probably would want to go into the forest or something, at least in the mind's metaphor here. Yet he was sitting on the throne, and reluctantly, okay? Just sitting there because that's just his purpose, or that's just the role that he's trying to fulfill. Okay, that's number 1. That's insight number 1. Insight number 2, this actually came to me recently, and you'll be wise that you have watched this, because I'm going to share with you something they probably have never seen before. Yet as soon as I share this with you, you're going to realize, oh wow, this is the case. Insight number 2 came as a result of me watching this TV show that I'm currently watching, and it gave me a certain perspective on life, and then I went back to watching Sadhguru, and this is the thing that I saw. That Sadhguru has significantly dampened his strength and his masculine energy, to be more precise. His masculine energy, he has damped it. Like he made it like, what can you do? It's like if you have a hot stove and you took a wet rag and you put it on the hot stove, it's still really hot, or still warm, the stove is still warm. Yet the coolness of the water on the surface has kind of made it a little bit damp, so it's more approachable. That's how he's made himself in his current body. Why? My speculation is, and also he's said this, he's explained this, that in his previous lifetime as Sadhguru Sri Brahma, he was very intense, very fierce, okay? People were like scared of him. And people couldn't understand that. So he needed the social support to create this Jnanalinga temple, the temple that he wanted to build, called the Jnanalinga. And he couldn't get that because of his sheer intensity and his sheer kind of presence. So when he came back again as Jaggi Vasudeva, or currently Sadhguru, and that's his title, Sadhguru, it's not his name, that's how he made himself. He dampened his kind of strength to make him more approachable. And I see it's kind of like, it's kind of off, that's not how a man should be. Yet that's how he is, mainly because he wanted to create this structure. And also he said about his videos, he can't watch his videos back. He can't hear himself talk, because maybe this is the reason why. Maybe it's because he made himself like this in order to become more socially acceptable with the society. And you can see this for yourself. If you watch him, he's very kind of feminine and receptive. He's more like feminine, He's not really so masculine. You wouldn't say like, oh, he's such a masculine guy. Yeah, he has masculine presence, yet anyways, leaving that aside. And the third thing, the last thing that I'm going to share with you here, is that he's actually a human being. This may come as such an obvious thing, yet it wasn't obvious to me. When I first watched him, he had his turban on, many years ago. This was like a decade ago now, maybe. He had his turban on, and he was sitting there like he's always sitting, and he's talking. And I thought, well, this is not a normal human being, obviously, right? He's not just some random person off the street. The way he chooses to carry himself, how he looks, how he dresses, everything about him is, wow, that's remarkable. And then some time passed, and now recently I started looking towards him, or looking at him like a god, That's like, that man is like God to me. He was like a god to me. And then, you know, this TV show changed my life. Or I'm changing, and this is, you know, just happened to be, I'm just happening to watch this. So it gave me a new perspective on life, and I watched Sadhguru again just recently. And I see that he's just a human being. He's just like a child, like everyone else, wants to have fun and wants to be happy. Yet the capabilities and the inner resources that he has are unmatched by anyone in the society. Actually, no one's even close. No one's even competing with him, actually, which I shall be competing with him. And yeah, so, you know, he's doing all this stuff that he's doing because he's the only one that's capable of doing that. Yet with the extraordinary power that he has, he's still a human being. He still is learning, just like everyone else, you know. Things can come to him and it can change his perspective. He's not some ultimate God, which that's kind of how I viewed him. I didn't really have any outside perspectives. I didn't have any other spiritual teachers to look up to. That was the only person that I had, so I idolized him. And I still do, and that's not a wrong thing to do. You should idolize him. Okay, that man is remarkable and powerful. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for the next video.